Ball walks that last time.
Ball walk.
Trouble.
Man, I'll get there.
We got to keep working.
I'll get there.
Just habits. Just habits.
Yeah.
Welcome to the post-game press conference. We're here with the winning coach, Coach Tim Pona, as well as the best player of the game, Jeremiah Gray. Maya, you didn't even start this conference, missing the first two games because of your past injury, and now you're getting picked as the best player of the game. Just describe this whole conference for you so far.
I just feel blessed to be able to play this game again. I'm coming off the ACL injury, so I just feel really blessed. I got good teammates around me, a great coaching staff that believe in me. They're trusting me through this whole process, so it just feels very good. And like I said, just very blessed to be here.
The first few games that you actually got to play, yeah, you were getting your minutes, but the numbers started to go up. Just talk about the opportunity as well that you're getting from Coach Tim.
I'm happy Coach Tim is trusting me out there. He's letting me play through my mistakes, letting me learn the whole system and everything. And like I said, just being very patient with me. So hopefully I could keep getting better as the conference goes on and just keep this momentum going.
Coach Tim, if we were to tally all of your wins going back to 1989, this would be win 1,000. Nobody has done it before, and nobody is close to replicate that or to replicating that anytime soon in the near future. Your thoughts about that?
Well, it's a real honor to be able to say I did that, but it just goes to show how old I'm getting, and been around a long time, and you have to be around a long time and to get that kind of record, and it's a longevity record, really. And if you don't win a few championships along the way, you probably don't get a chance to last that long. So it's a great honor. I mean, but we're hoping for 1001 on Sunday against Talking Tex, that's for sure. We got a big one coming up, and we'll enjoy this for a few moments, but we'll move on.
Coach Tim, you're also not the only guy making records tonight. Justin Brownlee, the first import in PBA history to make 300 steals. Just talk about what you see in him and what's been able to allow him to reach that kind of record. If
you had asked me what was the one that he would have the most 300 steals, I would not have guessed. Would you have guessed that? Well, we're trying to get Justin. Sean Chambers is my boy. And he's my guy, and I love him to death. But we're trying to get Justin a couple more championships so he can pass up Sean. So I think that's really the one that Justin's looking for. I'm just tickled pink that he is having a chance to become a naturalized. I think he's just a terrific representative of the country, and in terms of personality, in terms of work ethic, he's loved by the fans, and there's a reason why. It's not just because he wins. It's because that, the whole total package, they love him. And I think that when he goes out and plays against international teams, he will represent us extremely well. So that and keep going what he's doing in the PBA. It's exciting times for him. I love the way he's capping his career.
Coach, before I pass it off to our friends from the press, I want to know your immediate reaction when you saw Jamie Malonzo trying to, make that alley-oop to Scotty Thompson. It was the other way around.
I turned to Al Francis and I said, "Baliktad." Should have gone the other way around. Should have been Scotty to Jamie. It was baliktad. So Jamie thought he was throwing it to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That happens. And again, they haven't been together for very long. This guy hasn't been together very long. They haven't been together, so they're still searching each other out, feeling each other out. For Jamie and Maya, I keep telling them that it's their skills are off the charts. And but at this point, and I always say, forgive me, but at this point, they're still our weak links on the team, not because of skills, obviously, but because of knowledge. They haven't played with the other guys as much. They haven't played in the system as much. Maya said earlier, still learning and making mistakes, and that's part of the process. So, but the skill level is just off the charts for those two guys. I'm gonna call you kids, but whatever, you weren't here. But they're off the charts, and it's just a matter of them catching up with the knowledge, not just of what we do as a team, but what are individual players, like Jamie, knowing that Scotty jumps high, but he can't take a dime off the top of the backboard. That's about where he threw it. So, but Jamie might have caught that pass. He might have caught that pass for himself. He should have thrown it and then run over and got it and dunked it himself. Yeah. But like
All
that.
right. Now we open the floor to our friends from the press.
Is Maya, you're gonna ask anything? Ask Maya first, anything? Yeah.
Only thoughts is just trying to get the win, be prepared, be focused for that game. And they're a very tough team. So like coach said, hopefully we could get his 1,001st win on Sunday. So that's the only thought I have really. Good.
Anything else? All right. You can get out of here. Take a bet. Sorry, yes. Well, that really helped him. It helped Maya and it hurt Jamie, that FIBA break, because in terms of Ginebra, in terms of the national team, obviously it was really good for Jamie. And he's really showing his worth. You don't see it so much in the games in the national team yet, but in practice, Jamie is a dominant player in practice. So he's really showing his worth there. And that means that's just a matter of time before he has to climb over all the backs of all the established players because he's the young gun on the team. And but for Maya, these last 2 weeks where he was able to get all the repetitions in the offense, and I think that's why he stepped up today and played a lot more comfortable. He knew where his shots were coming from. He knew the cuts he was supposed to make off the passes, and those are things he didn't know 2 weeks ago. So so that gives us all a better level of comfort with him in terms of the knowledge. So he's really picking up the offense. Now the next chore for him is really picking up the defense. A couple of times he got posted up easy. He shouldn't have allowed the post up. He got caught ball watching once. And those are typical of young players, and just up to the coaching staff to continually remind them to those are things that we don't allow in our defense, and he'll learn it over time. But right now we're so focused on getting him into the offensive system, we really haven't taught him the defensive system yet. And again, that's all a process that comes, and we're hoping by playoff time, he'll be able to continue to raise the level of his game, along with Jamie. Now Jamie's the one Jamie was ahead of Maya, and then these 2 weeks Maya took over Jamie. So now Jamie's trying to catch up and understand the system. But again, you get Jamie out in the open court, who cares about execution? He's just going to bring it to the rim. So, he's such an active player and so valuable with that activity. It's very similar to Scotty in his activity level. Well, I certainly know his offense a lot better than I did a couple months ago. It's not about really me knowing what he does. It's really about the execution. If they execute the way they want to execute, they're going to score off our defense no matter what we know. And the same thing for Cho. Don't forget, Cho was my assistant for many years. So he knows my personality. He knows the basics of what I want to do. And that's been his advantage over the last few years. So now that I'm his assistant, maybe the advantage will swing back to me a little bit. But, we've gone back and forth as head coach and assistant, back in Alaska days, he was my assistant, and then Centennial, he was my assistant. And then we went to the national team. I was his assistant. And then, now I'm again his assistant. So it's really been back and forth, and he knows me and I know him. And that's why it's really going to be a player's game out there tomorrow on Sunday. Players are going to decide that game, not Chot or I.
That concludes our post-game press conference. Congratulations, Coach Tim. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.